Welcome back, and as promised, we have Rome Total War on Medieval 2, the Europa Ancient mod. This will be my final AI-only campaign on this mod, and there's a few changes. We're doing a United Rome, with a smarter AI, or should I say, a more aggressive AI, so hopefully we should see a lot more conquest. And we also have a massive Persian army down here. Persia spawns, which are apparently meant to be like the superpower in the east, or the final boss for the Roman Empire. And we've got the first war kicking off already. The Seleucid Empire joining the Egyptians, because they know there's a bigger threat here. Persia is going for them, and Pontus jumping in on that as well, pushing for Tarsus there. They actually took it and they're going straight across to Antioch. Oh yes, this is definitely a much more aggressive AI. I'm glad. The Armenians taking that rebel settlement there, which would usually go to Parthia. The Greeks and the Macedonians at war with Corinth under siege. The Romans going to war with Gaul at Mediolanum. Wow, and the Greek cities took it. With Thrace actually going for Macedon as well. We could see Macedon die very early in this campaign. And they also took Cyrene as well, or did they start with that city? I cannot tell. I'm loving this new AI. I'm obsessed with it already. Pontus has already taken Crimea. Seleucia still under siege. Rome taking Mediolanum and Segesta on the same turn, and Thrace just went right in there and took Bilazora. Well done, Thrace. Oh my god, I love this mod. Okay, so, Carthage has taken Saguntum, but over here, they've taken Massilia. This is so cool to see by the AI. Okay, this new aggressive mod, I'm excited for, and I'm going to try and convert it over to vanilla Medieval 2 as well, because I think we need to see more of this, and a more aggressive AI that can do naval invasions much better. And there we go, Seleucia fell, the Persians on the move, for Palmyra. The Julii took Patavium from the Gauls, Rome I should say. Macedon took Byzantium and they are pushing for Athens. The First Punic War has begun. Carthage and the Greeks going for Messana here. They do have a green arrow, so Rome can send armies into Sicily a lot easier. Meanwhile, they're just defending the north right now with their big legions, pushing for Lutterdom. Ooh. And they took it, well done Rome. But the Germans instantly go to war with them, they want that for themselves. The borders are a little messed up around the river, I've just noticed that. Oh well, yeah, and everybody's going to war at this point. Parthia coming down with a massive stack, and they just walked right in there and took Seleucia. They must have had a spy in that city or something, well done Parthia. Maybe Persia is not going to be the superpower I was expecting here. It could honestly be Pontus instead, looking at them. Macedon took Athens. So yeah, they had a bad start, but they seem to be pulling it back now. Rome already taking Aquincum, going to war with poor Illyria, oh no. Again, I'm rooting for Illyria, I have to. The new faction in the game, I've just got to cheer for them, I cannot help it. They have a lot of armies in Sicily now, but not pushing for any settlement yet. Because there's some quite big defensive stacks here, so no one can really make a move right now. The Greek cities pushing for Athens. They were successful. Seleucia once again under siege. That will be a major blow to Parthia, because most of their troops are down here. Numidia lost their capital of Cirta from Carthage. Carthage could actually really have a good campaign in this, I believe. The more aggressive AI could really work for them, but they need to get the Numidians out of the way with first. And then, because it's Medieval 2, naval invasions are a lot more powerful, so I think Carthage, or a lot easier for the AI. So I think Carthage could really take advantage of that. Are we about to see the fall of Syracuse? Nope. The Greeks held out. But last turn, Rome did take Luvavum up here, taking Salona as well, surrounding Illyria almost completely. Illyria should have taken some rebel settlements there, but yeah, sadly, most factions not going for the rebels. Like, the Germans aren't going for it, but the Romans are. They're pushing straight for Loverslice. And, Carthage took Cyrene from the Greeks. Meanwhile, the Egyptians pushing for Egypt, pushing for Cyprus. Nope, not Cyprus, Crete. Crete, pushing for Crete. I got there eventually. You can tell I'm overworked. I'm just exhausted. Ooh, but Parthia held out. Well done, Parthia. Rome took that rebel settlement, and they also marched into Lilybaeum. They must have also had a spy. This is what I'm liking as well about this mod. In Rome Total War, the AI rarely uses spies, but in this Medieval 2, they're using it quite frequently. And they're pushing back for Lugdudum as well, and they took it, kicking those Germans out of there. We've got a powerful Rome, which I'm happy to see. Dacia and Scythia are expanding as well against the rebels, and Armenia expanding against Scythia. Syracuse under siege, and that's a very valuable settlement to hold. Well done, Rome, well done. And with that, the First Punic War is over. But Carthage is perfectly positioned here to start the Second Punic War and charge across the Alps like Hannibal did. I'd love to see it. I really want that to happen. Also, Egypt did take Crete here. Ooh, now that I never expected to see. Britain hopping across, taking Denmark over here. I'm surprised the AI could do that. Then again, it is Medieval 2, and the English AI does do that in Medieval 2, so it does make sense. The Germans, it's looking kind of difficult for them now. They are completely surrounded by enemy powers who would more than happily gobble up their territories. And so it begins the push into German territory, starting with the Romans. The British have an army here as well. It's interesting how the Romans here are going more for the Germans rather than the Gauls in this alternate scenario. But I do like it. It is something different. And I do think, looking at this, the Romans do have enough troops here to finish it all off. And look at the armies they've got here as well in Gaul. So strong. Not that many generals though. It's mostly just stacks of troops. Oh, Macedon pushing again for Corinth, trying to retake it. Can they do it, or are there too many Greeks at this point? I think they will struggle. Meanwhile, Parthia took Hatra from the Seleucid Empire. Pontus really slowed down quite a bit now, and Persia not doing much as well. They are pushing for Seleucia, but I doubt it will work for them. Yeah, see, they got pushed off it. Parthia doing a very good job, considering that they started with one settlement less than usual. And Pontus is attacking the mountain. It's meant to be Damascus. Oh, Rome hopping across for Corsica. Oh, well done, Macedon. Not taking Corinth yet, but they did take Bilazora back from Thrace. And Rome took Corsica. Yes, we're seeing the comeback of Macedon now, taking Corinth there. Can they take the rest of these Greek cities? They need to, because Rome is going to be a powerful faction. These AIs right now have to start forming into big empires of their own, which can counter Rome in the future. That is some nice flooding there. I like it. It looks cool in the mountains. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff going on. So it appears the Germans are now a vassal of Rome, and Rome has already broken it and gone to war with them. Okay, of course they have. Silly AI. Oh, Carthage taking Siva. They've got a lot of troops here. They could push into Egypt, and that would be good for Carthage. A push there into Egyptian territory. Avaricum under siege, Alesia under siege. Rome is about to take 2 Gallic settlements. Yep, and right there they took both of them. Well done, Rome. That's a big move. And they just push right on with their armies to the next one. Heading now for Narbo Martius, quite completely surrounded near enough. There's no way for those Gauls to get out. Pushing deeper into German territory as well. Not doing that much fighting against Carthage though. Yeah, everywhere else is fairly quiet. Numidia down to their final settlement. And there goes Narbo Martius instantly. Yep, they must have had a spy or like a catapult unit or something. Tingifel. Numidia is here with an army. There's a green arrow here, which completely changes the value of Iberia and North Africa. Dimidi is the final Numidian settlement. They'll probably hold it for now, but it will fall eventually. Oh, it's Egypt making the push onto Siwa. Big loss for Carthage, but it's not going to hurt them too much. It just means they're not going to take Egypt anytime soon. Persia being so weird, snaking round here, taking Bostra now. What an odd move. And Pontus pushing for Hatra, Can they take it? I think they can. Parthia's surely not going to defend that city yet. And Pontus is looking really good in the Middle East. I'm surprised. I'm very impressed with them. Oh, I'm not reading all of this. There's a lot of wars. The Gauls are a vassal of Rome, but I bet they've already broken it. Yep, already at war. Rome and Spain allied though, which I think is good for Rome. Yeah, they don't want to have to deal with Austria and Iberia yet. They've got other places to focus on, like Trier, for example, and the British up here. Ooh, Carthage here at Numidia. Two massive armies. Who's going to win? Numidia won, but Carthage can just produce so many more soldiers that it is only a matter of time until Numidia falls. Rome took Samobrovia from the British, pushing for the other settlement as well, Redinum. That's going to kick them out completely of Gaul. They had to pull off Trier though, and at some point Egypt retook Antioch. Well, not retook Antioch. Seleucids, by the way, down to their final settlement as well, Sardis. Thrace took Byzantium, a valuable settlement to hold because it opens up opportunities to attack into Anatolia. And Spain, a vassal of Carthage. Have they already broken it? Yes, they have. The British have been kicked out of Gaul by the Romans. They still have this Denmark bit, but that's going to go eventually. Once the Germans fall, the Romans are going straight for it. I wonder if the Roman AI in this mod is smart enough and able enough to cross over and attack into Britain. I really hope so. It would be cool to witness. And they did take Trier. Massilia now looking really awkward here, completely surrounded by Roman territory. More Carthaginians coming down for Numidia, but unable to take the settlement yet. The German capital has fallen to Rome. The Germans onto their final settlement now. Which faction is going to be first to die? We've got the Germans, the Numidians, the Illyrians, and the Seleucid Empire, all down to their final settlement. And now Gaul, down to their final settlement, as the Romans took Lemons there. But they should be fine in Numantia for now. Rome is not going to go for that anytime soon, I don't think. I think they're focused more on the Germans and the north. Oop, they've got a boat. They've got a lot of armies nearby. We could see it. Hopefully this medieval 2 Rome is a little bit Portuguese. And if you know what I mean by that, they'll land in Wales at some point, or Ireland. Ooh, Egypt with their massive army here, pushing straight past Tarsus. I wonder where they're going. That is some good movement. Cletus is fast. And that's not like the normal movement here, or... No, that's not normal at all. Oop, here we go, the Macedonian wars are beginning. Rome hopping across to Apollonia, and they are going for Numantia. It will take a while for them to get there though. And Egypt, bypassing Tarsus, going straight for Massacre, which I really like to see. It's going to make the borders look very interesting though. And they took it. That is something you would never see in the original Rome. They would have to take Tarsus first. Either way, Tarsus is now under siege, and Apollonia did fall to the Romans, which strengthens their foothold down here. They're getting closer to Numantia, and they've also got a big army right outside Illyria here as well. Not going for it yet. They're keeping Illyria alive for now, because they don't want to anger Melkor. Okay, so Parthia, a vassal of Scythia, and Macedon, a vassal of Rome. Wow, I did not expect that. I did not think Macedon at this point would accept that. This feels very historical. A vassal of Rome. Where is Scythia then? Yeah, so Parthia, already broken up. Already broken away. Persia sneaking round, taking Jerusalem from the Egyptians. Such a mess in this region. Like, no AI can figure out what it wants to do, but I do like all the pretty colours. It's a nice green, with a very nice blue, with a very nice yellow, and a very nice purpley pink. Oh, it's kind of cute in a way. I do like it. Oh, Scythian horde attacking Armenia, and Rome getting closer and closer every turn. Nice fort placements. Seriously, Rome? 1, 2, 3 Alpine fort placements. I hope everyone's seeing this. I want to see at least one comment down there about these fort placements. These are impressive for the AI. if you have seen AI-only campaigns, you know this is impeccable by the AI. They don't have it on the other side. It's literally just to hold back the Carthaginians. It's to hold back Hannibal. That's it. In its own territory as well. Oh, beautiful. Iberia, a vassal of Rome. I bet they've already broken it. Yep. Macedon's still holding themselves as a vassal though. The Romans are stood outside of Numantia here, but none of them are yet attacking. Oh, meanwhile Parthia taking Babylon from Persia. A good settlement to hold. And the Romans pushing up for Denmark, trying to kick the British out once and for all. Pushing for the final German city as well. Germany could be the first faction to go. Numantia not yet under siege. Demidi not yet under siege. Same goes for Illyria and the Seleucid Empire. So is this it? Is this the first faction? The Germans? I would have never seen it coming. It is so rare for the Germans to be the first one to go. And yep, bye-bye Germans. Rest in peace, they actually took it, pushing for Denmark as well. The first faction destroyed. Oh. And the British are out. Denmark has fallen. A very interesting Roman Empire here. It looks more like Charlemagne's borders right now, rather than Rome's borders. But I do like it. I like that they just went straight for it and got the Germans out of the way with. First thing. Loads of armies here. We could be about to see the Second Punic War. Like a big push against Carthage. Yeah, I think that's what's coming. A big Carthage push. And it is logical that they would do that now, that they've taken out the British and the Germans, and about to take out the Gauls as well. Well done Persia for taking Petra. But Parthia is just cleaning up after them, pushing now for Palmyra. And I am adoring this Parthian army here, this Parthian empire here. The pink pyjama people, despite their setback at first, are coming back into the game, and I'm all for it. And more fort placements as well. 2 more in Gaul. Wow. Completely surrounding Massilia here. You know what? Why spend all this money on forts though? Why not just take the stupid city already? It would be so much cheaper at this point. But I do like the fort placements, I'm not complaining about them. But still, even when the AI does something really smart and cool, its logic is still flawed. The Iberian push is coming. They're attacking Austria. They probably don't have the armies to take it, given the Spanish reinforcements, yeah. Sadly Rome lost there, and Egypt retook Jerusalem. And Persia loses Petra, down to their final settlement now. Yeah, they've finally dealt with the Persian problem. Sadly, Persia is not going to become the big superpower faction I was expecting. It could be Parthia instead though, if they take Damascus here and continue to snowball from there. Rome going to war against the Greek cities, pushing for Thermon. They have 3 vassals. Illyria, Spain and Macedon. Well done Rome. And Persia is a vassal of Egypt. Spain has broken free. The Seleucids are also a vassal of Egypt. Persia already broken free. Rome took Thermon. Where are they going to go next? A push for Athens possibly? Maybe a war with Macedon could be coming. And now that Persia is pretty much sorted out, Egypt was able to take Tarsus here, and now pushing for Sinope. So Egypt has been able to recover themselves. Wow, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Spain as a vassal, Macedon as a vassal, Gaul as a vassal, and Illyria as a vassal. That is so many extra cities added onto their name. And why are you not pushing for Massilia? Why are you building more forts? Yeah, look, he's just as confused as I am. Alright, a lot of troops outside Palma. That I do like to see. But 5 turns later, they're not doing anything with them. Numidia still alive? Is Carthage actually still trying to make the push here? Or is Carthage just messing about? I think they sort of are, but they're just not sending enough troops. They're sending loads of small armies, and constantly getting divided and conquered. Same over here. Rome just cannot push for Gaul. They cannot attack Numantia for some reason. And they've gone rebel. Really, that entire stack just went rebel. Yeah, I guess they must have low authority or something, because it takes the Medieval 2 authority mechanic. Massilia is under attack. I was about to say at turn 100, I'll reload into the game to reload for AI. Maybe that's what it needs, but I'll wait until turn 100. Come on, take Massilia. Those reinforcements cannot get in. Burvis cannot make it. Massilia should surely fall. There we go, finally. They got that thorn out of their side. And now they can abandon all of these stupid forts. Which I love, by the way, but they are stupid now at this point. A little bit overkill. Actually, can an army go rebel if it's in a fort? Maybe this is a way to guarantee that their troops don't, like, flip over to the other side. I don't know. Look at all these Roman armies. That is just ridiculous. And look at this here, look at all the colours. It's making my head go fuzzy. And a giant diplomat stomps on the city wall. Carthage making a push against Egypt at last, taking Alexandria. That's good for Carthage. This is what they need if they want any chance of destroying Rome at all. They need these valuable Egyptian territories merged with their empire over here. Then they could hopefully make the push. Oh, Marian reforms have hit as well. Oh, not good for the non-Roman world. Oh boy. Anyway, we're at turn 100, so I'll reload for AI. But Rome does still seem a bit of a mess. They're starting to move out of the Alps with the reloaded AI. Yeah, okay, now they're starting to be on the move. But they're still a mess in Italy. These Alps are not helping them. Where is this horde going though? Oh no. What nightmare have I unleashed? They're going for Illyria. No! Okay, they've cleared up the forts as well, which is good for them. But are they going to do it? Have I just destroyed Illyria by loading the AI there? Oh, no, they're not going for Illyria. They're now going... Where are they going? More into the Illyria region, I guess. But they're not actually attacking Illyria. They still, I think, have them as a vassal, yeah. So where are they going to go? Sadly I cannot tell. Are they going for Dacia now? What is going on with this AI? Come on, Rome. Wake up. They've got too many armies, and then when one of them goes rebel, which one of them will, they have to change their direction, because the first thought is not to attack the army, it's, okay, we are now blocked, let's go completely the opposite direction. The Egyptians at least were able to retake Alexandria. But apart from that, sadly the AI is slowing down. Oh, I don't know if it will last though, they could lose Memphis here. Carthage putting Alexandria back under siege. Will they actually be able to take it though? Or can the Egyptians get enough reinforcements in here? Carthage took Memphis. Wow, big move. Okay, but they had to pull off Alexandria there. But still Memphis is a massive loss for the Egyptians. The pyramids themselves are now in Carthaginian hands. And Scythia moving for Dacia and Tylis for Thrace. Right, where are these Romans going? Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Ooh, big move by Scythia. They took the Dacian capital and they took Tylis. Thrace down to their final settlement. Rome back at it again with the forts. Hopefully this is a sign though that they are heading into Iberia now, and that they actually know now where they want to push, where they want their enemies to be. So it could be a good sign. Alexandria has refallen to Carthage as well, Egypt trying to retake Memphis, but there's a lot of Carthaginian armies around, which they will have to deal with first. And oh, big battle there, it seems. Carthage lost. It seems they sallied out, lost the battle, returned to the settlement, but they were then too weak to defend it from the attackers. So yeah, that's a back and forth right now, which neither side really needs. Both sides kind of just need something more certain, so that they can move on to other empire building manoeuvres. Alright, that's a lot of troops coming down to Iberia now. This could be it, the big push by Rome. The big final push, they're not going anywhere else. And Scythia also pushing for Byzantium, they don't have the troops. to destroy Thrace here, but at least it shows an interest in going that way. So hopefully they'll bring more reinforcements later. Austria is under siege. Austria has fallen. The Romans are in Iberia, finally taking a settlement after about 50 turns of nothing. Near enough. And what a fort placement. This one here is a bit pointless. These two are a bit pointless, but this one and this one are excellent. But the main thing about Austria, really, is that a new front has been opened with Carthage via land. Saguntum, Carthago Nova, and then Cordoba can now be taken. And then, once you have all of those three, Numantia is easy to take. So that could destroy the Gauls there. This is actually a massive move. Yep, already going for Saguntum, okay. Rome has been reawoken. And then, from there, they don't have to get a boat. They can just walk across the Green Arrow. So this could lead, ultimately, to a Roman Africa. And eventually them taking Carthage, but by land, rather than by sea. Meanwhile, Egypt pushing for Damascus. Yeah, Egypt really needs to start taking a lot of territories here. Or rather, one power needs to start taking a lot of territories, become strong, and be that big final boss, which can push back Rome. Because at this point, I don't think that big power is going to be Carthage. They took Saguntum. They've also put Parma under siege as well. Parma's gonna be a big one, because they've been dropping off troops there forever. So if I can take this and just get it out of the way with, that will put them in a strong position. They don't have the numbers here, but at least they have it under siege. They could get lucky with the auto-resolve, and remember, it is post-Marian Rome now, so their troops are going to be much stronger. They lost, never mind. Rome took Parma. Finally, Rome took Parma. That is good for them. They no longer have to worry about it. And it's a great trading city as well, with that port there. It can connect to so many others. And they're going to need that because I was looking at the finances, and things are going a bit downhill for Rome. Then again, the AI cheats with money anyway, so what am I talking about? Ooh, Sinope, Pontus, fell to Egypt. Egypt looking good. For them though, it's a shame about Carthage. For Carthage, it's a shame about Egypt. Both sides I don't think should really be fighting each other. They should be fighting within their spheres of influence, building up a strong army to get ready to push for Rome. But sadly they're not, which just makes Rome even stronger. Ooh, interesting move by Egypt, taking Siwa. That cuts off Alexandria, which should make it easier for them to take. And boom, just like that, Egypt is back, now as the strongest power in the Middle East, and with a Carthage that does have some troops around. They do have to keep their eye on this, but for the most part Carthage that is preoccupied fighting the Romans. Speaking of Rome, if you're wondering where all of their armies are, they're outside Lemons, in Gaul, and sadly no one has pushed for Britain yet, so I doubt we'll ever see that. Oh, and they've also got a load more in Denmark as well, because why wouldn't you? Thrace died. Pontus at some point walked in there and took Byzantium. But yeah, that's so many trading ships, so much money going back and forth. Honestly, I could just watch these ships all day. Oh, never mind. Fine, take them away from me. So wow, on the end turn, the trade ships disappear, and then they all pop out again. But if I click end turn, boom, they're gone. Carthago Nova is now under siege. Rome does have the numbers, although they pulled away most of their troops. So now suddenly they don't have the numbers. But they've got reinforcements here that are going to at least stop the Carthaginian reinforcements. We're at turn 150 now, I think about halfway through the campaign, and Rome took Carthago Nova. Next stop, Cordoba, and then either Africa or the rest of Iberia. Carthage falling apart. It's getting worse and worse for them every turn. Cyrene has fallen, and that really does secure Egypt's position, because now the main three Egyptian settlements here are completely safe. Nothing will attack them without taking Siwa or Cyrene first, unless it comes from the east, but they have the east pretty much under their control at this point. And oh, faction destroyed. Macedon, they got regicided. Oh no. Rome's most loyal vassal ever, Macedon, has died. That's now 4 open cities. Interesting. So regicide is when all faction family members die, so the faction dies out. So the Greeks will probably take Carnif, but these three settlements here are open. Rome could go for them, but so could Scythia or Pontus. If Scythia takes them, then Scythia and Rome share the border, and then Scythia could push for Apollonia, and then maybe Salona, and then possibly Aquincum. This could be really good for Scythia here potentially, and bad for Rome. We'll have to wait and see. Rome attacking Larissa, they've got no soldiers really. Look at the garrison here, 11 units versus 2. Is Rome really that powerful? I guess it depends on the units. If these are 2 urban cohorts versus 11 stacks of peasants, Rome should be just fine, but we just don't know. Pushing for Thessalonica as well, with an equally small army, and yeah, by this stage in the game, Rome is probably very urban cohort heavy. Landing troops over here as well, Scythia pushing for Byzantium, Egypt took Damascus, pushing for Hatra, Scythia attacking Armenia. Okay, a lot of settlements I think are about to flip. Egypt going for Lepsis Magna as well. Rome brings in reinforcements, and they took Larissa with those reinforcements. Okay, if these settlements go to Rome then Rome has pretty much won the game. There's no stopping them if they get Thessalonica and Lazara, on top of everything else. A lot of Carthaginian troops here, which is really slowing down the Romans, but I think it is only a matter of time until Cordoba falls. They are now right outside of the settlement. Reinforcements coming in. Thessalonica has fallen to Rome as well. The Greeks can't even take Corinth. Egypt is here at Athens. Another faction destroyed. Oh, Gaul got regicided. Oh well, that's just another rebel settlement open. If Rome takes that, they've got the troops to do it, then that really puts the Spanish at risk. Yeah, Astarica and Scalabus will certainly fall once Numantia falls to Rome. Ooh, so Scythia did take Lazara there, but Rome then marched in and took it for themselves. So Rome making a push against Scythia on top of everything else outside Byzantium. Corinth still under siege by the Greeks. Egypt pushing for Nicomedia. Rome and Egypt could be about to border each other soon, which would be crazy. And yeah, not much happening in the east over here. A lot of settlements being put under siege, but nothing really falling. No one going for Numantia yet, and also no one going for Cordoba yet. Pontus and Parthia becoming a vassal of Egypt on the same turn, but then Egypt just breaks the vassals and goes back to war. This is why I'm not covering diplomacy that much, because there's a lot of repeats happening over and over again. But Rome and Egypt are allies, at least for the time being. And the Greeks finally took Corinth. Well done to them. Although they're not really having a good campaign, like, what have they really done in this? They've survived. That's about it. At least they've done more than the Spanish, who literally have done nothing at all. And Armenia has done nothing but they took the first settlement, but after that, they also took Fangorn Forest up here as well, but then lost it. And how is Numidia still alive? How is Illyria still alive? I think they're just a vassal of Rome, aren't they? Yeah, surviving as a vassal. Wow, what a fun, interesting Illyria campaign we've had here. Rome took Byzantium. They're very close now to the Egyptians. A lot of Scythians here, but I think Rome should be able to deal with those. Is this a push for Dacia that we're starting to see? Nah, I don't think so. Never mind. I think they are at war with the Dacians, but they're not actually pushing into their territory yet. They're playing with their food. And Egypt was able to take Palmyra at last. Rome took Numantia. These Spanish settlements will soon fall, but they just cannot put Cordoba under siege. They just cannot go for it for some annoying reason. Oh, there we go. Finally, they've got it under siege. Maybe they were wanting to take Numantia first, but they have now lifted the siege. Surely it can't be that Carthage is too powerful. Defeat imminent, Rome. You know what, if Rome wins this, I might just end the AI campaign there. I think it would be a fair victory. I don't think anyone's going to come back against them. And that would be a long victory objective as well, which is like 50 settlements or something. Yeah. The problem with this AI campaign is there's really no threat to Rome at all. It's so obvious they're going to win. To the point where I'm happy to just look at the stats here for them. Where is territory? Right, yeah, they are nearing that 50 mark. If they didn't have this massive slowdown bit here in their history and just kept on going at this pace, by this point they'd have conquered the world. Come on, Rome, you've got it completely surrounded. Surely you're ready to take it now. Please do. Hey, Rome won. Right, we can continue playing because that's a little too early. They're pushing against the Greeks as well, I think. What did they take there? They've taken Corinth. Yes, it's difficult to see because of that Egyptian army, but they did take it. Athens and Sparta is now open. Sparta is under siege, and the Egyptians are not doing enough to prepare for Rome. They've had Hatra, well, it's not under siege, but they keep having Hatra under siege for like the last 30 turns, and they're not doing anything about it. They're now marching on to Scythia of all factions for some reason, and the Greeks and Iberians are vassals of Rome, but again, broken, already back at war. Rome could kill Iberia any second now, but again they're pulled off because they have once again signed a ceasefire, and then they go to war again the next turn. They keep doing this, and this is what's slowing the AI down. It's the diplomacy. You know what I might have to start doing? At some point I might just remove all diplomats and have it be all war. I think I need to do that a lot more often to get rid of all this stupid diplomacy stuff. The Dacian capital, which was a Scythian settlement, has now fallen to Rome. Yeah, Scythia can't do anything against Rome. Rome pushing into Anatolia, about to take Nicomedia, pushing for Pergamon, pushing for Athens, pushing for Sparta. Rome could just take like 5 settlements in one turn here, potentially. Like, look at all this diplomacy here. They're all instantly surrendering to Rome, but then having to go to war again on the next turn. It's so stupid. Rome took Astarica. The Spanish are down to their final settlement. How is Cordoba still holding out? Come on, Rome. Come on. Why are you withdrawing now? They're not going for Scythia now, are they? They're not just going to give up there. Right, good, that diplomat died. Good. Stop signing peace treaties every turn. Ooh, Egypt taking Lepsis Magna. Well done to them. And we have a faction destroyed? The Spanish regicided. Rest in peace, Iberia, and Rome should easily walk in there and take Scalabis now. They've taken Nicomedia as well. They have at last a foothold in Anatolia. And I know they took Sparta. Yeah, Sparta, Athens fell. That's 3 settlements fallen in one turn. Well done, Rome. Can they take Pergamon also? Still allied to the Egyptians, still has Illyria as a vassal. Which I'm happy about. I'm happy Illyria is going to survive until the end of the game as a vassal to Rome. If it's not broken yet, it's probably not going to break for a while. And they took Pergamon as well. That's a very good foothold to have. They now border the Egyptians. Another faction destroyed. I can't even see who it is this time. What faction has gone? It's not Pontus, or the Greek cities. Yep, and the Romans already outside Rhodes, ready to take that Colossus there. At last, it happened. It actually happened. They took Cordoba. They've actually done it at last. Right, so Iberia now is pretty much under Roman control. Will they cross into Africa and take Tingi? That's a lot of Carthaginians, but hopefully they'll start making the move. Oh, Egypt and Rome at war. The Egyptians going for Corinth. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Can they take Corinth? No, the Romans held out. Shame. I wanted to see an Egyptian Corinth randomly happen out of nowhere. So they are now at war. Yep, interesting. Romans are crossing into Africa. Can they take Tingi? We're on turn 200 now. I'm not going to turn 300. I think it's so obvious Rome has won this. I don't think there's any point. But I will keep going, because I want to see them get a foothold in Africa and to take a settlement from the Egyptians, just to finally prove that they are the strongest in the game and that they will win. Sinope is already under siege. Yeah, I think they're going to take it instantly. Oh, nope, the Egyptians held out. Okay. Egypt tougher than I thought. That's not the settlement I thought they would take. Sardis. Rome has destroyed the Seleucid Empire. Really? Do you have to do that? The poor Seleucids. That leaves Halicarnassus open. They took Rhodes. Will they go for Crete? I don't know. Sinope is again under siege as well. Can they do it? Can they finally take Sinope? Make the pushback against the Egyptians. Yep, they did it. And they're pushing back against Scythia as well. Is that Campus Scythia that they took, the Scythian capital? Yeah, it is. And they're pushing on to Campus Getae as well. They'll probably take that. Yep, there we go. I think Rome has won this. There's no chance anyone can come back against them. Illyria, maybe? We've not seen them fight yet, so maybe Illyria could have a comeback. Can Scythia retake their capital before Roman reinforcements arrive? Nope, Roman reinforcements got there and pushed them back. Already converted the city to a Roman-designed city as well. That was fast. They've taken Stalybis. All of Iberia is now under their control. With Sinope falling as well, I think they've won it. Once again, the Romans are building forts. And they are in Africa, but they're not actually taking any settlement. I have reloaded the AI, and we will go to turn, I think, 250. And see where Rome is there. Instantly takes Massacre. Putting Halicarnassus under siege. You know what? With the speed they're moving at, and with the fresh AI reload, they could actually do a world conquest here. I mean, not a world conquest. They're not going to take Britain, for example, because of just how the AI works, but they're going to do a lot of expansion. Persia died at last. Not the superpower in the east. Not the final boss of Rome that I was hoping for with them, but oh well. It was fun to see them take part. Halicarnassus has gone now. Ankara is belonging to Pontus, which is a vassal of Rome. So they don't need to take that settlement, they can just move on now to Tarsus. Oh, here we go, more troops coming into Africa. Come on, take Tingi. You've got the numbers for it, Rome. I want to see you get a foothold down here. And no, the turns keep passing by, but sadly it seems they're not that interested at all. Egypt, however, took Thapsus. Well done, Egypt. I did not expect that, especially when they've got all of these problems of their own up here. Rome could take Cortes at this point. Yep, they're putting it under siege. Britain, they're making a comeback. They've taken Samobrovia. This is it, the fall of Rome. Will it happen? Bringing reinforcements as well. Can the British do it? Or did they just get lucky? Egypt took Carthage. Poor Carthage. Carthage could die before Numidia here, if they're not careful. I kind of want to see that, it'd be hilarious. Because I thought Numidia was the first faction to go. They were dreadful in this. But if Carthage dies first from Egypt and Rome, Rome took Cortes from Armenia. Armenia has held out against so many invaders in this campaign, but the moment the Romans come, nope, they cannot do a thing. And the Romans join to war with Pontus now, putting Ankara under siege. Which is Pontus's final settlement as well. So that's going to be another faction destroyed. Yep, rest in peace Pontus. They're pushing back for Samobrovia. They really do want this settlement back, and I understand why. It just looks ugly on the border if you don't have it. They've got it under siege. They're building forts again for some reason. 2 forts here. Why? To try and contain them. 3 forts, 4 forts. Armenia has been pushed to their final settlement as Rome expands even further east. And Samobrovia back in Roman hands. Good. And I love how Illyria is still just holding on. No one dares attack Illyria because they fear Melkor's wrath. Parthia could kill Armenia here. Yep, they did it. Armenia is faction destroyed. And Tarsus is under siege by the Romans as well. Egypt just cannot hold out against the Romans. Actually, no one can, so I don't know why I'm saying that. But Egypt, at this point in the campaign, was meant to be the faction that could beat them. The final boss. But they're falling apart. Tarsus has gone. The Romans still expanding against Scythia there. I'm surprised that they haven't done anything to Dacia yet. They're just surrounding them, taking Scythian settlements right now. Especially when they've got all of those armies right there. Like, why not just take these 3 final Dacian settlements? The Romans look so outnumbered here, but I don't think it matters. I think the Romans will cut their way through all of these Egyptians. and they will take Antioch before turn 250. Yeah, they literally just walked in there. They didn't even care about the armies. Within like one turn after saying that, they must have had a spy or some siege equipment, instantly took it. Now that opens Sidon, Damascus and then Jerusalem. And Scythia still falling apart as well. Tingi, finally under siege. Can Rome do it? Get a foothold in Africa? There we go. They did it. Well done, Rome, well done. And now Carthage only has one settlement left, Sirte, and the Egyptians are going for it. And I'm sure the Romans will go for it as well. Yes, destroy Carthage. Carthago, what is it? Carthago delenda est or something. Meanwhile, Rome just instantly took Damascus there. Jerusalem is now open to them. They're about to take Hatra as well. The Egyptians did get kicked out. Can the Romans come in and do it? Yep, here we go. The Roman armies are arriving for Sirte, the former Numidian capital. They've got reinforcements on the way. The Carthaginians, more preoccupied, pushing back the Egyptians. Can they get back in time? Rome walking straight past it. Never mind. But credit to the Romans there, that is some impeccable movement. Wow. This army can range this bridge, Sirte, Carthage and Thapsus. Oh no, Rome, don't destroy Numidia, not yet, take out Carthage first, please. Whoa, so many settlements fell on the map there. 3 of them in one turn, Palmyra, Hatra and Jerusalem, all flipping to Rome. Pushing on to Petra now. How is Parthia looking? Parthia is okay for now. They don't have any problem with Rome at the present moment. But Scythia, yeah, they're falling apart. Dacia, Rome doesn't care anymore. They're just crossing through Dacian territory, and the Dacians just have to accept it. It's so weird because they have been at war with Dacia for basically the entire game, but they're just not doing anything about it at all. It's so odd. Oh, here we go. Come on, Rome. This is it. Take it. Destroy Carthage. Yes! Faction destroyed Carthage. And faction destroyed Numidia. They got rid of those as well. And now Egypt having to fight on 2 different fronts here. And with that, we are at turn 250. And I think it is safe to end it here and say that Rome has won it. They still have Illyria as a vassal. Any other vassals that I need to factor in the count? Scythia has Dacia, that's 3. Okay, let's get all factions in here. So these are all the non-Roman factions, and then that is Rome overall. From the very start they were dominant. From the first 30 turns they were in the lead. By turn 100 nothing was stopping them. That's the overall ranking. Only Egypt ever really stood a chance in this campaign, but now they are nothing at this point. Military, yeah, just shooting up for Rome and still increasing. Production, always a bit of a mess. Territory, and they didn't start that strong as well. Or actually they did it. Turn 1 is glitched with territory for this. They actually did start more up here. But yeah, look at that. You can see the part where it was getting very slow, but luckily, I reloaded the AI and stuff started moving again. And yeah, that must be like 78 settlements or something. Well done, Rome. Then we've got finances there. Is that Britain? Yeah, the British have just literally been sat here making loads and loads of money. Egypt was quite rich but fell apart at the end. Parthia, quite a rich faction, and they were the richest at one point. Interesting. And then population there, is that it? Yeah, population. And you can definitely see when the Romans arrived for Egypt. Anyway, that's my last AI campaign with this mod, I believe. Look at all the trade. Beautiful. I think I've covered it enough, and I think there are other mods out there that I now need to start moving on to. But I do hope you enjoyed this series of covering this mod. I do still have to stream it someday, but that might have to be after Christmas or something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Share with anyone you think would be interested. But for now, until the next one, MELKOR.